I gotta ask, how's it feel to have a cover blurb from Joe himself?
Astonishing, because let's say that I'm a super fan. I wouldn't quite call myself a stalker, but I'm a pretty crazy Joe Lansdale fan. When uh, I, I I grew up in a small town in West Texas, and I didn't discover his stuff when I was, a teenager. But when I moved to Dallas in the early '90s, is when I first discovered Joe Lansdale on the shelf, and I read some of his stories and various anthologies I found, and they always stuck out to me as one, hey, this guy's from Texas. He's writing about Texas people, and I kind
Mm.
of know these people. And holy shit, this guy writes really weird stuff. Can you actually do this? I remember, the one that, and probably still my favorite story of his, is By Bizarre Hands. It's really strange, and I discovered it in one of the Borderlands anthologies, and I immediately, started trying to figure out where I could find more of his stuff. And then I moved to Austin in the mid '90s, and there used to be a really cool bookstore called Adventures in Crime and Space, and Willie down there had basically anything Joe had written up to that point. And so I kind of
Wow.
started obsessively collecting all this stuff, and I am pretty sure I've read everything that he's published under his name. So when I met him probably, I don't know, first time maybe 15, 20 years ago, because he always comes to Armadillo Con, which
Yeah, yeah.
is the big con in Austin. And I will tell you that I was so starstruck. It took me like 5 years before I could walk up and actually talk to him. And it's ridiculous now that I know him, because he's like the most approachable, nice, friendly, helpful guy. And but man, I usually don't get kind of that way, but it took me a little bit to work up to it. But yeah, man, I'm just a super fan, and really appreciative of that blurb.